Who do we have out there? We made it. We're here. Hopefully, Echo will jump on. All right, we got Andy 79Z28. What's up, buddy? We got Big Kenny. All right, we got Andy. All right, and you guys can hear me. Very good. All right. So, uh, actually, I don't have anything planned to talk about, but Echo does. He wants to talk about brass, quality of brass. So, as soon as he gets on, I'll give the link to him. He can jump on. How you guys doing? Andy79Z28 and Big Kenny. So we just got back from shooting. Had a fun shoot. We got Rodney Petit. Good to have you, Rodney. Everyone, welcome, Rodney. It's good to have you, buddy. So we just got back from shooting in the desert. We got Hanito. Good evening, brother. Man, my glasses are filthy from being out there in the dust and all that. We got 8 on. So what do you guys want to do for a topic? I know Echo's going to talk about brass, but Andy's looking to buy a new rifle. What do you thinking you're going to buy? Let me move this camcorder this way. 5.56 bolt action cannot make up my mind. Mossberg or Ruger? I will go. For me personally, Ruger. That's me. I'm kind of a Ruger guy. But Ruger puts out nice stuff. Both use the AR-15 AGS, yeah. Big Al says go Ruger Precision, 6.5 Creedmoor. I think that when I go 6.5 Creedmoor, I'm going to go Ruger. We got Dead Horse Yellow. What's up, buddy? And what's up, Big Al? Good to see you guys. Big Kenny says, yeah, he would go Ruger. Rodney says, talk about shot shell reloading. Hang on, I want to try something. I'm going to take my headphones off. I'm going to shut the light off behind me. Hang on, I think that might be kind of glaring you guys out. Yeah, that's much better. Big Al says his shoot's great at a distance. Roddy says, yeah, I got that new Coach gun. I love my new Coach gun. Yeah, I do. Hang on, let me grab it. I do plan on getting into shot shell reloading, but it's not going to be until after my house is paid off. You know, oh yeah, isn't it nice? That's so nice. Yeah. So Andy's saying he wants to get this rifle, shoot mainly cast bullets. Big Al says he picked up the Henry Big Boy Golden Boy 357 Magnum 38 Supra, very nice. What do you want to know about loading shot shells? I haven't done it for I did it a little bit when I was a kid. Don't know. Here's the deal. My dad was addicted to that, and he would load them up and he would bring them to me. I mean, my dad, he was a shotgun loader. He was a freak. He had like 4 shotgun loaders. Oh my gosh, he was the freak. He really had it down too. But what any particular questions that you might have that maybe other people could answer? Because I don't think I'm really that guru, you know. Dead horse. I use a lead load all for shot shell reloading, and it produces better than factory ammo. It's a little slow, but it works fantastic. Wow, the load all, huh? Very interesting. Yeah, I'll tell you one reason I don't want to get in a shot shell loading yet is I'm kind of out of room. Once our house is paid off, we're going to kind of do some stuff different to give me more room, and then I'll get into it, you know. But I just don't shoot enough shotgun to warrant it at this point. I just play around with it a little bit. We got 13 on. I don't know where Echo is. He's supposed to be here. This is all for him. Questions? Shot shell reloading. I'm just not that guy. I wish I knew more about it. There's not much to it, really, to be honest with you. There's really not. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I forget how to pronounce your name. I'm gonna call you CL. No real savings with shot shell loading these days unless you load 28 gauge or 410. Yeah, exactly right. That, I'll pick a box up, every time I go into like Sportsman's, wait till they got to just sell on the cheap stuff and I grab me a box. But I always make sure I get me a box of double aught buck a couple times a year and I put it back. Cesare, thank you very much. Yeah, Dead Horse, text him. Get him over here. Hey, Warsaw Patriot, how you doing, buddy? Rodney, I heard the load all is the cheapest way to really get started. Okay, I heard that loading is the cheapest way to really get started. Highboy most likely will go with that deal in 900. That's one that I'm looking at. I don't know which machine I'll really go with. I really don't. What's the difference between 750 and 650? One's blue, another one's a little more blue. We can talk about that if you guys want. Cesare, I got to remember that. We got JW in the house. Okay, Dead Horse says yes. You do get tighter patterns when you load your own. You get tighter patterns. Yes. We got Walter Bunning in the house. How you doing, buddy? You want to jump on? Okay. There's the link if you want to jump on. We got Jeff Calvert on. Terry Kreitz. Yeah, I know. BSU. We're gonna be 8:30 here. We'll be playing. Question. Okay, Cesare, why do some people load a shorter overall length than recipe asks for? What cartridge are you talking about? Are you talking about handgun or rifle? And then we can expand on that. Rodney, if you invest in a short shot maker. You may save some money over time if you have resources for the lead. Okay, you meant to type 9mm. I don't know. The only thing I would think is if they're for a rifle, generally they go a longer cartridge overall length, so better fit to the lands for accuracy. But pistol, if they're going shorter, one reason could be because it might feed better for their pistol. But remember something. All these are the pistols I shot today. And man, did we have fun. Okay, let's talk about cartridge length and your semi-auto pistol. If your cartridge length is too long, when you go to close the slide, the cartridge will be stuck halfway in between the magazine and the feed ramp. It's too long to come out of the magazine. If it's too short, when you go to close this, the cartridge will come up out like that. It's so short, it pops out of the mag and it bypasses it just hits that feed ramp, comes straight up and it closes. All right. So if someone is shortening their 9mm, it might be because it's sticking in their mag. It's too long. So, but I don't know what we're talking for actual length variation, but that might help. Okay. So if you are loading and you want to fit for your semi-auto pistol, just remember, too long, it kind of gets stuck in that magazine and it won't chamber. Too short, it'll stovepipe, get stuck in the slide. Okay, that should help you. JW said he went shotgun shooting today, hunting tomorrow. That's good. Okay, I think Grendel has to do with the AR-10, and Creedmoor is bolt action. I could be wrong. I haven't studied much about those at all. Okay. So Walter says my Sig P SP 2022 likes a slightly shorter round to keep bullet ogive off lands. It's just you can customize them. So I gotta tell you guys a little bit about this. You guys know that I collect like the old Ruger 3-screw revolvers. I have a pretty neat little collection going on. But if I could only have one pistol, if someone said you only have one, which would it be? Right here. I love this thing. This thing, man, it shoots so awesome. Man, this thing, and I think that I'm pushing close to, look how filthy it is. It's filthy. I think I'm pushing maybe 700 rounds through this. Matter of fact, I made a video. The video will be live either a little later tonight or in the morning. I was shooting this in the video, and this thing didn't miss a beat. Filthy. It's a filthy, smoked out. Oh man, I mean, it's just filthy. It's filthy. Over 700 rounds through it, and it just runs like a dream. I love this pistol, and it points so nicely. It functions so well. So I really like this. Do you guys have you guys have like one pistol that just shoots really good for you? Just like everything about it fits you, the way it fits, the way it functions, the way it points, everything. This is my pistol right here. What about you guys? Okay, Grendel is AR-15. Creedmoor is 308 size case. Okay, all that I don't know a lot about those two. Once my house is paid off, I'm going to venture that way. When my house is paid off, I want to get into Creedmoor. I want to start. My goal is when I get into the 6.5 Creedmoor, I do want to start getting out like 1,000 yards and developing my loads, and I want to make a series out of it. So it'll be my journey, and I'll do it video by video. I'll be loading for it, go out to the range, see what my groups are, come back, make my adjustments, put it all on video. So you'll see my journey. I need to shoot more. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I need to shoot a lot more. Terry Kright says he just gave his Ruger 911 to his oldest son last week. That's awesome that you did that. That's cool. Walter says his TRP operator, really great for me. Owned it a month, 1,000 rounds down the pipe already. That's great. Alaska one Andy, Springfield Armory 1911 trophy match. I bet that's a nice pistol. Very nice. And then Warsaw Patriot, his is a CZ75 and a Taurus BT92. Hey, we got loads of bacon. It's good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. So, hey, Walter, do you want to jump on? Richard V, that's good to have you, buddy. He says Glock 23 worked excellent for him. Juanito in the house. Jarritos for Juanito. He would like some of this Mandarin Jarritos. I love this stuff. Oh, so okay, Walter's got company, so he can't jump on. So, hello to the bacon. Hit the like button and tip your waitress. Okay, so I have some really bad news. It's kind of bummed me out today. It bummed me out, really did. Okay, Walter, have a good night, buddy. We'll see you. So I have some bad news. Kind of bummed me out. So my wife and I, we went shooting out in the desert. And when I say we went out to the desert, it's a 12-mile drive. It's not that far. It's on the outskirts, just the outskirts of town, and it's all BLM land out there. So we went out and we got all set up, and I was just shooting my spinning targets. I have one for center fire, I have one for rim fire, and each target it's a dual target, and I was shooting them, So I was out there, I was just having a good old time, and when I got done, loaded everything up, my wife and I were talking, and my wife says, she says, "Hey, you want to go get a Chicago dog?" Now, a Chicago dog, we got a guy that makes these everything he has flown in from Chicago. It's the real thing. He's from Chicago. He's an old guy. So I said, "Yeah, let's go get a Chicago dog." So we loaded everything up, and I always make sure I got all my guns, count my guns, and loaded everything up. And we went and came back, and the Chicago dog guy was closed. So we got pizza for lunch, and we had the pizza. We came home, and I realized I left my steel spinning targets sitting out in the desert. Can you guys believe that? So that's why my live stream was a little late. I was going to try and strike it up by like 5 my time, but we jumped in the truck, went out to the desert. No, they're gone. Someone got my steel targets. But, I told my wife, I'm just looking at the comments. I told my wife one thing, the rimfire target, I had hit it with my 44 mag one too many times, and it had a hole plug clean through it, and my center fire one, it saw some pounding over time, and I was thinking, man, how much abuse can one of these things really take? So I was kind of like, over the last few times using it, I was thinking, man, I'm going to have to, break down and replace these. So I wasn't that brokenhearted, but man, uh, I was like, what a stupid thing to do. Leave your still target set up out in the desert. They were just little. I didn't, but good news, good news. Okay, this is a true story. True story. So my wife and I went out to the desert to look for the steel targets, and they weren't there. And we were driving back, and my wife says, "At least we got the brass." I was like, "That's my wife, always thinking about the important things." So anyway, Warsaw. Question, hi boy. You've built ARs, correct? Yes, I have, but I'm not the pro at it. I'm just definitely the amateur side of it. Dead Horse, put a local ad out for lost targets. The guy will probably give it back. Most shooters are honest folks. I thought about doing that. We got some locals. I'll put it out there, see if someone tells me they got it. Probably Terry Kreitz took them. He's in my area. So, hey, Terry, enjoy my steel targets, would you? Warsaw Patriot, would you like to build your own AK? I would like to tell you yes. But yeah, enjoy that, Terry. Yeah, he says, yep, I enjoy it. I wouldn't mind building my own AK, but if it has to do with my channel and stuff right now, I got a lot on my plate. I'm finishing up the Dylan series. You're going to see the videos on the Dylan come out over the next 2 weeks. And then I got some other things on my table that I'm going to be working on. So I'm going to be pretty busy over the next couple of months. So I would love to take you up on something with an AK, but I don't know that I would have time, just being very honest with you. And I kind of, everything I've got planned, I've already got. I'm kind of out of budget. So everything I've got that you're going to see over the next few months is stuff that I already have. It's just going to be new content. Phil, for you, lost a suppressor in Georgia. Oh my gosh, hazel burst in 2,000 acres. Never found it. Oh man, that's terrible, huh? The reloader dude took my steel targets. Dude, reloader dude. I want my spinners back. Oh my. Andy, thanks for that one. Oh yeah. We'll get some mileage off that, Andy. Cesare, question. What would you say is your favorite 9mm powder and why? Okay. So far, that's a tough one. Now, hang on. Instead of just saying what's my favorite, like for this 115 grain jacket hollow point, Bullseye is not bad. Extremely fast. Number one for me, and I'm out of it, is my number 5. I think that number 5, it's almost like number accurate, AA number 5, accurate number 5, number 5. It's almost like it was just designed for 9. It meters really nice in whatever powder measure I put it through, except my Lee, it tends to trickle out of the Lee. It's so fine. It burns. It's a great powder. Okay. Right behind that is my Unique. I gotta tell you, I love Unique. Some guys hate Unique. Yes, it's dirty. It's filthy. My hands get filthy from it when I shoot, but I really like it. So those two powders. I also like Silhouette, but then I gotta tell you something. I'm listening to my home security. The front door is open. Okay. I haven't done a lot with tight group. I'm reading comments. I'm just looking through the comments. Okay. This stuff right here, both for my 45 auto and my 9mm, I would say I put this right up there with my Unique. The reason I'll tell you why I like Unique. It fills the case. I don't get powder migration. That's why I really like Unique. But Power Pistol is right up there. So I would say number 5, Silhouette, Power Pistol, and Unique. Those 4. Any of those. I think number 5, it's almost like they built that around the 9mm or say 38 Special. Okay. Dead Horse says Unique is his favorite 4-to-1 mag powder. Yeah, it's right up there. Okay, so Dead Horse, I'm shooting a ton of Unique right now in my 45 auto. That's right. When I run through my 650 for my 45 auto, I have like 24 pounds of it. I love that so much. I bought a ton of it. The only thing is I almost wished I had 24 pounds of this. This meters so nicely. It's crazy. Power Pistol. So any of those. I haven't used the CFE pistol yet. That is on my list of powders. I got a lot I got to burn up though. Okay, so how are those Accurate bullets doing, and where can I find some? They're right in Nampa. You can go to Nampa and buy them there. I'm pretty sure they'll sell them to you right there. Or just go to Accurate Outdoors and you can order them and they'll ship them to you. But if I were you, Terry, as close as you live to them, I'd just stop in. You'll probably save yourself a ton of money on shipping, and they'll probably give you a nice discount on them. The Accurate bullet, that's all. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Right there. I love them. I can't say enough good about the Accurate bullet. They're very accurate, very consistent. The quality is right there. They're as good as any other bullet you're going to get your hands on. They're plated bullets. Okay, I'm going to kind of scroll back up the comments. Cesare, are small pistol primers interchangeable? Be more specific. Interchangeable with what? Okay, Dead Horse. Why on rifles do heavier bullets seem to kick more, but on smaller caliber pistols like 9mm, heavier bullets seem to push and not kick? going to process that for a second. Okay, I want you to think about something. I want you to think about this. You have a friend on a bicycle and you want to push them. So you grab their back and you start pushing, okay? Now take that same force on a vehicle, just a mid-sized car, okay? Everything is in relation to how much work is being done, how much force is being exerted. Okay, I'll take your question in just a minute, Rodney. Your 147 grain 9 mil kicks way less than 115 grain. I was thinking about something today. I did this today. I interchanged some 230 grain and some 200 grain in my 45 auto on 1911, and I went back and forth. I really couldn't tell much difference between the two. So I don't know that I could answer that. I don't know. Now I'm going to go back to Rodney. Have you ever considered casting your own bullets and then coating them? I've done it. I haven't done a lot of it because I work 55 hours a week, and then my channel keeps me so busy, and then family time. So just to run my channel right now, I just buy my bullets. It can be hard to tell in a heavy steel. Yeah, I know. A polymer versus a heavy 1911, they're going to feel a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of a big guy, so for me, I absorb it all. I shoot a lot of heavy Magnum revolvers, so to me that's recoil. So anything for my 45 auto, I never think about recoil. I don't. I don't think about recoil. I will show Rodney something. I'll show you this. Let me grab it. I've done a little bit. I don't remember what these are. It was like my sad attempt at powder coating, but I'm putting it on hold for right now. Right now, I'm just so busy. I just don't have the time to devote. Well, and now you guys can probably hear me. So I've done a little bit of it, but I just don't have the time to really put into the casting and the process of everything. I do have someone casting, but it's kind of a series. If you go to my channel, go to my home channel, go to playlists, and you'll find a playlist on that. I'd imagine probably, I don't know, a few more months down the road, I'll jump back into it. Maybe, I'm just reading. Rabon 223, what do you think about powder coated bullets? down the road from me, North Carolina, they have what you call the Blue Bullet. Blue Bullet. I've seen something about them, but I don't know anything. I've heard about them though. I feel like I've missed some questions, so I'm just kind of going through them. Bobby Barlow, how you doing, buddy? I haven't used those. Those are oversized, so I didn't shoot any of them. I haven't shot any of what I've casted. One thing that I am doing, good. I'm glad you're doing good. It's good to see you. One thing that I am doing, I'll show you. I get these ingots through Missouri Bullets. It's their magic alloy. It's got a Brinell hardness of 18. So I've been buying 4 about not quite every month, but pretty close to it. So what I want to do is I'm sitting on like 4 5-gallon buckets of wheel weights, and I do want to get those put into ingots. But over the next couple of years, I just want to stock up on these, just get them back stocked, because I know that once I start casting, that I'll really get into it. I know that. I'm kind of thinking that, like, I don't know. I'll kind of tell you guys what I'm thinking for my channel. Right now, as I stand here, I have 15 videos on my computer that need to be uploaded to YouTube. They're all on this. This series is all done. This thing works great. Okay. So now I'm ready for some new projects. I'm going to be making a video. I don't know if it will be the 650. I mean, this. I don't know if it'll be the 650 or the 550, but I'm going to do 30-30. You're going to see that. You'll also see 30-30 come out on the T7 turret. So that's 2 things I'm going to be working on. Also going to do some more 8mm Mauser. You're going to see a video come out on that. I would say in another 8 to 12 weeks, when I get some of my things done that I want to get done on my channel, then you'll probably see me focus on casting bullets. And for right now, I'm just lubing. I kind of like just straightforward lubing the bullet. I want to do that and do that for a while, and then I'll get into powder coating. I want to do both. So that's kind of what I got going on my channel. You know, what, you haven't shot any of those pink bullets? No, I should. Cesare, question: how do you adjust the depth of a primer on the XL650 small pistol primer, and how deep should they be seated? How do you adjust the depth of a primer on the XL650 small primer pistol? That has its own separate priming ram. Hang on. I've never had an issue with primer seat depth on my 650 or my 550. I wouldn't know. For fun, I've torn the priming bar down, the priming ram on the 550, and put it back together if I remember right. The Allen wrench on the bottom. But I didn't see an adjustment on that. On the Redding T7 turret, it actually has a window of like 7,000ths that I can adjust. 7,000ths average because I have two T7 turrets. And then I have two big Boss presses. They're on the average of 7,000ths that I can move my primer. Redding's really got that down. And it's hard. It's a hard 7,000ths to get just right. I don't know. You might have to call Dillon. They just might send you another one of these. Now, that's the neat thing about Dillon. If you're not priming deep enough, call them. They just might send you one of these, okay? And that's another thing. Let's talk about this for a minute, and then I'll go back and answer questions. For primer seat depth, on a progressive machine, I would just be happy with it past flush to a certain degree. Like, I'm not going to ask for 3,000ths past. If I want something specific, then I'm going to hand prime or get a priming system where I can prime slower, more consistently. But where we're just banging out ammo, I've noticed like on some of my AR-15 stuff, my primer is not seating past flush, and I'll tell you why. Because I picked up cases from the indoor range I'm shooting at, and they get processed inside the cases I'm shooting that I already shot. So some of my cases, my personal cases, the primer pocket's been uniformed a little deeper, but the cases I'm picking up haven't. So I clean them all together, run them through my 650. Well, I noticed some primers seat deep. Oh, those are the ones I've already uniformed. The ones I haven't, looking at those, I don't think those are my cases. But I use the mil-spec primers, okay? I hope I'm not rabbit trailing on you. I'm just trying to kind of read into your question. I use the mil-spec primers. It's a harder cup. So if I'm not past flush, I'm going to be okay. So, oh, hey, Rodney, it's good to have you. Everyone, thank Rodney. It's the first time that I remember he's been here. It's good to have you. Did I answer your questions? And what were you wanting to know about small pistol primers for? I'm going to back up and look at questions. Terry, on the Dillons, do you have one set up for large primers and the other small primers? Yeah, my 650 is large primers. My 750 is small primers. That's how I have them set up. But I got to tell you guys this. Okay, hang on. Have you ever felt one way one day and the next day you feel a different way? It's like you could go either way with this thing you're thinking about. I've never had a problem with the amount of time it takes to swap the priming system over on the 650. But in the past, when it came time to do it, I was like, that's a pain. It doesn't take long, but it's a pain. But I do it, but not as often as I like, because you tend to avoid it if you have to change it too much. I mean, my wife shoots 9, I shoot 45. Well, gall, it doesn't take long to swap that over until you're doing it all the time. With this 750 or the new 750, that's easy. This 750, there's no problem. With this 750, there's no issue with changing that priming system over. Everything's right there, 2 thumb screws, pull it off, put the new one in, you're off and running that fast. So if I only had one 750, in my opinion, that's pretty nice. Now, I kind of thought down the road I would sell this 650 for another 750, but I don't know. You just keep getting crazier and crazier. But I like the new priming system. I think it's perfect. I'll look at the Lee load all too. Okay, Andy, primer should not be flush, should be below flush by around, yeah, it should be. Technically, it should be just slightly below flush, just slightly, okay? Okay, so Seth L., I think that Andy answered your questions. What happens if your primer is a little proud? Well, if the primer is a little sitting high, one of several things can happen. The gun will just go click, because what happens is when the firing pin, if the primer is sitting too high, okay, when the firing pin hits it, instead of denting the primer cup as deep as it should, it makes a smaller dent but kind of pushes it back, so it doesn't really go bang. The other thing is if it's riding too high on a firearm that has a floating firing pin, like your semi-auto rifles, when it chambers it, just as it's chambering, the firing pin can come up behind it and hit that primer before it's all the way chambered, and that could be a disaster, okay? I've had guys say that's happened to them and didn't cause any problems. So you just want to try your best to get them below flush, okay? Okay, Rabon, I'll answer your question. That's a good question. My batteries were dead in my headphones today, both pair. Can you believe it? Come home from the desert, leave my steel targets in the desert. These are dead. My cat died. Oh, he died years ago. It's okay. For your AR-15s, that right there is the way to go. They got a thicker cup, so if you happen to be flush, you're going to be okay from floating firing pins, okay? And that's empty. I got 4 more of those bad boys. All right. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you. It might save you a ton of money and help you to get more components. I have a friend. Well, he's a businessman, owns his own gun shop, and I met him some years ago. And I told him, I said, I'll tell you what, I will order X amount of stuff from you every 2 or 3 months if you can beat the others. In other words, all right. It's a win-win. You got a guy He's a small dealer, sells guns, sells reloading components. Now you can come in and buy 1 box of primers from him a month. Or you can say, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll buy 4 boxes every 3 months from you if you give me X amount off per box. In other words, he's making his money off volume. So you don't rob the poor guy. You're just getting them for less money than he would normally sell them, because a gun shop, they'll do that. If you're a regular shooter, you're shooting more than most guys, and he loves it because he simply orders a list of components that I need. They come in with everything else, and I buy it bulk. So instead of him making, let's say, 25% markup on just one little item, he's getting a big bill, and he's making, maybe he's not making the full 25%, but at the percent he made more than if he would have sold you just 1 box of primers. So think about that. If you shoot regular and you know you need this many cases a month, this many primers, this much powder, this much bullets, well, make a list and go to a guy and say, look, if I buy all of these, would you give me a percentage off? And I'll buy them every 3 months from you. Absolutely. I would love your business. So try that, okay? You guys wonder how I get all of this, okay? Another thing is when someone goes out of business and they got the big percentage off, you go in and you buy, right? So, Mr. Bullet Feeder, okay. I don't mind feeding my own bullets by hand. I think this, like, the Mr. Bullet Feeder, it's one of those things that once you have it, if you had to go back to not using it, you would miss it. But if you've never had it, you don't miss something you've never had. And I've always done it by hand. So the one thing I will tell you, and I talked to Mr. Bullet Feeder, the new 750, you can't use the Mr. Bullet Feeder and the powder cop. Dylan designed this to where if you're going to use the Mr. Bullet Feeder, you can't use the powder cop. If you use the powder cop, you can't use the Mr. Bullet Feeder. So if you want to be able to use the Mr. Bullet Feeder with your powder cop, you're going to need the 650, whether you have one now or you got to buy one used. Or if you can find some dealer somewhere in the United States that still has that 650. But hold on, because I heard through the grapevine, I don't want to say something I shouldn't, but I hear Mr. Bullet Feeder's working on it. And that's all I know. I'm not going to say any more. So I think if it's, I think the Mr. Bullet Feeder is really for someone that shoots a lot more than me, because this hand stacking bullets right there, I can keep up with what I shoot, no problem. So that's just kind of my thought on that. Okay, what next? Seth L. I will elaborate a little more on your question. Does primer depth past flush matter? In your Sierra load data manual, Sierra says on your auto loading rifles with floating firing pins, you need to be between 3 thousandths and 7 thousandths past flush. So there you go. Revolvers, you want to be slightly past flush, because when you load your revolver, you don't want you. I shot this today. I dropped it on the floor. Oh, Andy, I better send this to you. Okay, your recoil shield. If you got a proud primer, it's going to drag on that. That's a bad thing. I wouldn't say it's really bad because the primer could go off when you slam it. That would be terrible. But the problem with a primer dragging on that shield is your cylinder kind of hangs up and it makes a revolver inoperable, or at least it's not going to perform to the extent that it should. And if you have to pull the trigger so hard to get that cylinder to spin, man, that muzzle is going to be all off. You're really going to struggle. So you just really want to pay attention, make sure your primers are somewhere past flush. And trust me, on your Dillon, when you're really going, it's amazing how many primers aren't past flush. Was I going too fast on that one? It's just, so you really got to pay attention to every stroke of the handle. You really want to do that. But we all make mistakes. I'll show you a revolver that I shot today. I don't know. I love this revolver, but if it hits the ground, I'll have to send it to Andy. She wouldn't want it. Okay. This is a Ruger. This is the Security 6, and I shot not one of these, several of these growing up, but there was one that I got to shoot a lot, and it was a stainless. And so when I bought this, it was like brand new. I just bought it earlier this year. Whoever had it really did not shoot it. They just shot it, put it away, and never did nothing with it. Well, so they traded into the Bass Pro Shop. I went into the library. I found it, and I offered them way less than what they were asking. I don't remember what it was. They let me have it. He said, we got a few of these. But I said, this one's nice. He said, yeah, I'll tell you, this one is very nice. But he gave it to me for what I was wanting. What I don't like about the Security 6 is, I don't know if you can see this, is it's almost like I have to bring the heel up. This revolver here, when I bring this up, it's right there. I can take my eyes, I can look right there and go bang, okay? Bang. When I bring that up, those sights are already lined up. That's the ideal pistol. Your sights are already all lined up. This one, watch. I gotta tilt it. Look how that is. That's way forward. I guess I just gotta get used to it. And then the smaller grips. When I come up and I make the adjustment, I got this bend in my wrist. And then when I shoot it, I don't have a lot of grip. And then I find myself just fighting it with every shot, trying to re-grip it, So it's very accurate. It just kind of doesn't fit me. Does any of you guys experience that with the Security 6? Ruger doesn't make these anymore. Okay, they went to the GP, which the GPs, I love the GPs. Okay, this is a good solid shooting pistol, and as long as I line the sights up, I hit what I'm shooting at, but it fights me with every shot. So my comments aren't doing anything. Is anyone commenting out there? Oh, there we go. We got Tony C. Oh, Andy says it's his. Both of them. You drop both of them, my boy. Send them both there right now. That's funny. How many shoot rimfire? How many of you guys shoot rimfire? Ruger, what is this? Mark IV. What's IV? I always forget. I don't count in Roman. I always forget that. Dead Horse says it's that rounded grip. Get one with a flatter back. Yeah, you are exactly right. Um, you are exactly right. That rounded grip is what it is, and it you gotta redirection it. You gotta get that up there. I can remember my dad. Okay, we used to take these out, shoot rabbits with them. I was shooting these when I was 10. I remember that so well. And I always remember my dad coming up, and then he would have to adjust into that. And he ended up getting rid of all of them, but he kept the one that I liked. Anyway, Mark IV. Yeah, okay, Mark IV. Yeah. Because one before five, that's four. Okay. By foot pounds, I believe. I can't tell you a lot between the bench primer and the regular. I don't know all that. Wayne Pollard, do you have a favorite Ruger model revolver? I own several Smith & Wesson, Rossi, and Charter Arms, but never owned a Ruger. I need one, thinking about chambered in the classic 44 mag. Yeah, I have a favorite. It's the Super Blackhawk. I got 8 of them now in 44 mag. I love them. I love them. I really do. Um, I'm just reading the comments. One problem that kind of has grown in, it's started getting ingrained into me, was flinching, because I shoot a lot of big magnums. You guys, I don't always film when I go out and shoot, but sometimes I just go out and I take my big magnums and I go out there and I rip it up. Quam, 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 right? And then what happens is I begin going back to flinching. And I notice it with my 45 auto and my 9mm. I kind of notice that I'm pulling the trigger. I'm pulling it. So I've been working hard on that. It's really amazing how hard you have to work to not flinch. You have to make it a conscious effort. And so I've been taking this Mark IV out, and I've really been working on that. And I really like this because the low sight profile, it's so easy. It's so easy to hit with this. I mean, and the sights, they're just right there. They're just right there, you know. And okay, once you can't fire this without a mag. It doesn't work that way. But I mean, those sights, they're this little Mark IV. It feels a lot like my 1911. That's why I like my 1911, because my sights are already lined up. That to me is what makes a that's what makes a good pistol for me. I really like my Glock. I like my Glock in the way that it never failed me, but the sights didn't fit. I mean, I would be coming up like this, and then I'd be making the adjustment. And I didn't like that. I just like to be right on, right on, right. It's just right there, and the 1911 is right there, and my 1911's never failed me. This thing has never failed me. That's why I really love it. So. Okay. Happy says, I'm left-handed and Savage was basically the only bolt option in 22 Magnum. And he has a Vaquero and 45 long Colt. I love my Vaquero. Love my Vaquero. I can't remember. Is this my Vaquero? Well, it's my Vaquero, but I don't know if it's my 45 long Colt. Yes, it is. If I drop this on the floor, Andy does get it. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. Richard Vila, thinking on a Ruger Red Hawk. Not sure that's the name on 44 Magnum. I really think it's too big for my hands. I love the Ruger Red Hawk. It's on my total bucket list of handguns to have. The one reason I haven't ever bought one is they cost a lot of money. The Ruger Red Hawks, they're not cheap. Cost a lot of money. Guy uses 1911 for boarding up. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, here's a topic. Every gun guy should know this. And kind of move this. When used as they're intended, a firearm is so strong. They are so strong. For this 357 Magnum to take the internal pressures and the recoil. Think about the recoil that comes off of a handgun. Think about a big Magnum rifle, the amount of pressure in that chamber and the recoil coming back. Think about how strong they are. Okay, now this is not loaded. Okay, you use it as a hammer, or you use it as a pry bar, it becomes the weakest tool in the world. This wouldn't even hold a candle to a Chinese manufactured wrench. That's how weak they are. Yes, it's true. People really take their revolvers, or did take their revolvers, and nail tacks or small nails into wood. Some of them got shot. But you go taking a revolver, tap, 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 and you can spring the entire frame. It's not made to take punishment that way. It's not designed that way. It has a baseline that everything's built off of. That's its strength factor, and you use it in any way out of that, game off. So, using your 1911 for a hammer, even a tack, a simple tack into drywall, wasn't made for that. Buy a hammer, be much cheaper. It is yours if I drop it. That's funny right there. Let's see. So, all right, folks, I'm going to show you this revolver. Oh! I dropped your revolver, Andy. Oh, here, let me get your revolver. There's the grip frame. I'll work on the rest for you. It kind of went, it come apart, and they all went under the bench, Andy. As soon as I get it together, I'll get it sent to you. Okay, buddy? That's funny right there. But you got a problem, boy. That's funny. It is mine, I tell you. That's funny right there. There's, if you anyone that wants to come on, click on that link and I'll put you on as a guest. It's just open topic. There's nothing serious going on here. Oh, you can wait. He plays hardball. Okay, I'll wait. You get her picked up, High Boy, and get her sent to me. I'll wait. Man, Middleman, hurry. Oh, hey. What's up, Middleman? It's good to see you, brother. WU3J is here. It's good to see you, brother. Calvin Rollins, Red Hawk and 44 mag was my favorite handgun. Magna ported and scoped. Never looked back. Yeah, that would be the ultimate. That's the only gun I've really had a desire to put a scope on. That gun right there, that Red Hawk, that would be so sweet. Metal Man is uploading. I understand how that goes. All right. I'm gonna feed some primers into my Dillon. My dad, Terry is saying my dad has a 44 mag and Ruger Super Red Hawk. It's a Super Red Hawk that I would really like to have. That's what I like to have with a scope on it, and it shoots a 300 grain XCP at a 100-yard sandbag. His groups are all 5 shots in a quarter size. Man, that's awesome. It's a Super Red Hawk that I would like, but I would also like to have the Red Hawk, but I wouldn't want to scope on the Red Hawk. I think a Red Hawk in like a 4-inch barrel would be a nice backwoods gun. Very nice. Okay, we won't drop anything while you're gone. Everyone will be dropping all their guns while Andy's gone, and then they'll be picked up before he gets back. Okay. All right. I need to get, I don't know why I put this off, but I need to get one of those Dillon primer flip trays. They're extra large. There we go. Because then I wouldn't have to flip it so many times. Drive me nuts. Okay. Make sure your cotter pin's on. Yes, W. Bear gun. That's right. Bear gun. If I had a dime for every primer that I have fed in my life, I would be retired. And I would have a killer gun collection. Oh, yeah. Just in the primers alone. Oh, man alive. So it's Saturday, and it's 7:20. My wife and I got up way before 5. Well, I did. I got up before 5. She got up. I don't know when she got up. I was out here making a video. You guys will see it in about 2 weeks. So I'm kind of tired. I told my wife today there's something about being out in the desert. It's kind of when you get home, you're kind of tired, you know? I'm trying to watch the comments and do this. It's not working. Okay. I'm looking at the comments. Okay. Oh, all right. Then more cases. I feel like I'm in a hospital with this these headphones. I got this wire attached to it. It's like I'm carrying my oxygen bottle or my oxygen line, you know. Try not to trip on it here. Okay, first thing, I love this case feeder. Hey, beginner reloading's in the house. Good to see you, my brother. Okay, Calvin Rollins, have a Super Red Hawk and 44 mag scoped. Magna ported, 9.5-inch barrel, a little heavier than Red Hawk. Oh my gosh. I think that's a nice length on the barrel too. All right, here we go. Oh, I unplugged my case feeder. No? Oh, there. Watch how fast that feeds. There we go. All right. I love that case feeder. It gets business done right now. Okay, Terry, these are the Accura bullets. They're very nice. You've got to get over to Nampa and talk to these guys. They're very humble and they're nice people. They got good personality. 115 grain bullet. It's a round nose. I've got it backed with 5.6 grains of unique, and it's what I was running, shooting to. Well, no, I'm sorry, not today. Okay. Is that blinding you guys? The mouth of my cases, They are expanded 12 thousandths over. Exactly 12 thousandths. Okay, I want to talk about the powder. I'm looking at oh, do you find the progressive loader lowers your chance of a double charge? Unique would be so hard to double charge. That's one thing I really like about it. I want to talk about the primer or the powder that you see on the shell plate. A lot of guys want to know, does the Dillon 750 does it lose less powder on the shell plate? Okay, after watching my videos, I was really surprised to see how much movement I have in my machine. So I can't really contribute that to Dillon's fault. Okay. The other thing is I'm pushing a lot of powder for this 9 mil. I'm asking an awful lot. So if I wanted, I could reduce my charge a little bit, but I really like, I'm running these at 1100 feet per second. I really like that. I think it's a great load. So this is 5.6 grains of Unique. Yeah, you still will get the powder spillover, but I don't really care. Kind of go like that, and I take back off. That's how I do that. But you should inspect each case before seating the bullet. My dad always checked my cases that I charged with Unique because it was such a fast burning powder. Unique is actually, it's a fast burning powder, but it's really not as, it's like a mid-range powder. It's a mid-range powder. Actually, it's a slower burning powder. It's a shotgun powder. That's what Unique is. Anthony, I have a question about 45 ACP, 230 grain, full metal jacket round nose. I watched your live stream loading the 45 and you seated at 2.265. I was in the Hornady book and they list at 2.10 cartridge overall length. How critical? Okay, on the on that 230 grain full metal jacket, you actually can go out to 2.70 inches, and the shortest you'd want to go is 2.60, and that's not because of pressure. That's because of chamber fit. No, not chamber fit. Feeding into the chamber. It's a semi-auto pistol. What you'll find is 2.70. That's the longest you can go. You go any longer than that, and it's almost not going to fit your magazine. If you go shorter than 2.260, then what happens is it's going to stovepipe and get stuck in the slide. So I go to 2.65 on my 45 auto for the famous 230 grain bullet. But hey, Juanito is going, he's checking out. You have a good night, my friend. It's summertime where Juanito is at. We're all jealous. Anyway, that 2.10 cartridge overall length, that's for that specific bullet that Hornady is running. So that's what you're going to run that at. I don't know if I answered your question. You're saying I was in a Hornady book and they list it at, I haven't looked in there. You got to run their bullet at what they're calling. That's how you got to do that. We got Alaska One Andy. It's good to see you, brother. Okay, I'm going to try and not block your view too much. I'll probably have to go a little slower. Have a good night, Happy. Thank you so much. I'm going to put my primer follower rod in. I'm just letting you guys check it out, man. Okay, if you hear my heavy breathing, it's because I literally, if I go 3 inches forward, I'm going to knock my camcorder over with my chin. That's what really causes a lot of spillover right there. sometimes when your case goes up into the powder measure, it tends to get stuck. So now you have to really pull up on this hard, and wham, it comes up and it shakes powder. That's what really causes that. This priming system is so similar to the 550, and I've always favored the 550. The 550 has always been like my favorite priming system on all my machines, and now they adapted that over to this. I just think it's fantastic. It's about as good as you're gonna get for a priming system. Okay, guys, hang on. I gotta get my wire unwound here. I'm all caught up in my wires. Okay, I gotta make sure I'm not gonna. I don't know if that's a good angle for you or not. There I'm out of cases. Oh, there's another one. Okay, now I'm going to shut it off. Watch how fast it feeds. It's got to fill the tube up about halfway. Watch this. That's awesome. Hey, Reb, happy birthday to your son, brother. It is so good to see you. Hey, I miss you on the forum. I haven't seen you a whole bunch. And We're out of primers. Okay. My average for running ammo is comfortably, I can average 1 every 4 seconds. Sometimes 3, sometimes 2. 2 is really hard. This isn't hard. It's stacking a bullet. 3, I can do that before. I can pretty much do a bullet every 4 seconds. If you did the math on that, that comes out to 900 rounds an hour. But I would have to stop to fill the primers and top the powder off, most definitely. So you're going. I figured today 8 primer tubes an hour. So you'd have to change you have to fill your primers 8 times. You would have to probably just keep topping that off as it gets too low and throw your bullets into there. So I think you could fill your primers, top your powder and your bullets in under, say, 30 to 40 seconds if you're in a hurry, easily under a minute. So take off 8 minutes. So you would have 52 minutes. So 52 minutes. Okay, here we go. I can do 4 bullets. I can do 15 bullets a minute times 52 minutes. This will put out 780 bullets an hour at a bullet every, placing a bullet every 4 seconds. If you could do that every 3 seconds, honestly, I wouldn't want to do that, to sit there for an hour every 3 seconds, but I could hold 1 every 4 seconds for quite a while. I could go quite a while. So hey, we got Curtis Long in the house. Good to see you, brother. It's Terry Kreitz with RCBS made case feeder. Have a Pro Chucker 5-station, all by hand. I don't know what you meant by that. Mandarin Doritos, it's so good. Well, halftime is over. Back to the football game. Yeah, and I'm going to be watching for ours. It's good to see you, buddy. Well, look, we're got 29 on. We're an hour and 40 minutes into this. Are there any last questions? Any questions on the 750? Any questions? I will say something while I'm waiting for questions. Okay. Right now on my channel, 1 video a day on the setup of this 750 will be coming out. The way you see it ran right here, this was set up from those videos. So if you're curious about the 750 and you want to give it a try, just follow that series from the unboxing, actually go to video 2 and go all the way through, and your 750 will run just like this. I go as far as setting the dies. I even show how to expand the case 12 thousandths over. I show all the fine points of if you're setting up your powder measure and you start throwing a little low. I talk about that. So it's a very detailed series. So check that out. Oh, you wished. I didn't know they didn't have an automatic case. Really? RCBS doesn't have an automatic case feeder. That's very interesting. Reb Tree says, yes, I need a 750. We need to see on the forum, buddy. I miss you. Yeah. Okay, guys. All right. There we go. So I want everybody, what are we going to have you type? I'm going to have everybody type. Okay, I have a 650, and the reason why I was asking about the bullet feeder was because I had shoulder surgery and I can only use one arm to reload. Oh, totally. That I totally get. If you have the 650, yeah, because you can run the powder cop and the bullet feeder. Oh, okay. I want to say something. Hang on. I have a 650, and the reason why I was asking about the bullet feeder was because I had shoulder surgery, and I can only, okay. On your 650, you can run the bullet feeder and the powder cop. It's set up for that. I just made a video yesterday on full setup of the powder cop. As you hear, it doesn't sit there and chirp all the time. It might chirp sometimes, but that setup for the powder cop is the same on the 750 and the 650. So if you're wanting to get that Mr. Bullet feeder, you'll be able to run the powder cop also. And for shoulder surgery, I would say that's a must. That I think that's great. So yeah, I'm all for that. Dead horse. Okay. Please, 76 Highboy Reloading, mention the Second Amendment rally November 2nd at our nation's capital. We need as many boots on the ground as possible to share our Second Amendment rights. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Think. Do you really believe for one moment that I just put 120 hours into the 750? When you follow this series and you get done with, I think it's going to be 43 or 44 videos when I'm done, do you think I put 120 hours in there so I can be like Mr. Joe Cool? No, I didn't do it that. No. Do you ever wonder why on all my load series I show everyone how to set the dies up every time? You ever wonder why? I believe something. I believe one day the Second Amendment Minutemen will be at war. You mark my words. It's coming. One day, you're going to have to know whatever equipment you have, you're going to have to know something about it. Beginner Reloader said it sooner than we think. Metal Man said it. Because you love us. I'm going to tell you guys, I love you guys. And what I see about ready to happen in our country makes me cry for those who won't be prepared. But I'm going to be prepared, and I want you to be prepared. A long time ago, when I started my channel, I told my wife, these guys are going to think they're learning how to reload, but they're going to learn more than that. We've got to be ready. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We are in trouble because the mother son of a bump, 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 bump. Second Amendment, son of a bump, 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 won't go vote. Yeah, I have a Bible study, but you fill in the blanks on that, my friend. They won't go vote. You should vote even when you know you're going to win. Why? Because your forefathers died for that. You can either keep your rights by voting, or you can keep your rights by pulling a trigger. But I'm here to tell you, one day you're going to be pulling a trigger. It's coming. Oh, it's coming. Personally, I can't wait. I can't wait. If that's how I got to give my life, I'm going to heaven. Are you kidding me? This world was never meant for me, pal. You guys don't ever think that I get on here to be Mr. Cool. I go shoot by myself in the desert. After all these years, I have my YouTube channel. I'm not a big crowd guy. I just go do things by myself and with my wife. I'm just kind of me. Okay? I don't do this I don't care about subscriber numbers. I don't care what money I make on YouTube, but I do care about something. Men and women standing, putting their vote where it's supposed to go, and putting some boots up some asses that need it. And if that's too strong for you, you need to find another channel, my friend, because my channel isn't here for us to walk away from our God-given rights. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Now, I wasn't aware that November 2nd we got a rally. Sometimes you can't be there because you got a job that won't let you be there. But by God, you can be there, you be there. And I'm going to try and be there. You watch. I'm going to be a big mouth. I'm going to be a big mouth. I got something to say. And if I offend someone, if I step on some toes, that's just too bad, isn't it? You know, oh, look at my face. Oh, can you see? I really care. We got a problem. There's only one way to fix it. We have to stand up and we have to hold our grounds. You are not taking my gun rights away. Okay, listen, folks. The fight isn't about what's right here. The fight is about all the little things they take out from underneath us. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. When I shot my moose, how do you deal with the moose? One stroke of the knife at a time. How do they get your gun rights? How? Well, I'll tell you what, sir. You know what? We're not going to take your AR-15, but you got off lucky. We're going to let you keep 10 round mags. Oh, man, we survived. We got our AR-15s. No, you didn't. You just gave up one more little piece of the link. That's the link of the noose that's being slowly tightened around your neck. You don't give nothing up. Nothing up. And what's happening in California is a tragedy because everything that happens in California is illegal, my friends. It's illegal. What they're doing in this country with gun laws is illegal. It's illegal. I'm going to tell you the saddest story. The saddest story. You want to know the saddest story? All the men who have died for this country and women, and I'm talking about back in this era, all the hardened, seasoned men that died for our country, if they could come up from their graves today, they would do it again. And our guys can't even vote. If you are watching this video and you don't vote, you are pathetic if you don't get up and vote. You're pathetic if you don't get up and vote when we're losing. And you're pathetic if you don't get up and vote when we're winning. I was taught something. I was taught something at a young age. My dad said, when you're in a fight, you kick his ass. And when he's going down, you kick his ass more. And when he's on the ground, I better see you kicking some more ass. You don't stop. You don't stop. The ass kicking don't stop till the ass kicking's done. Report to my Bible study. Get your Bibles, your ammos. Show up for work. If that word sends me to hell, no, it doesn't. Now you're getting into the real high boy here. The real high boy. That's me. That's me. If you don't like the fact that I said, you're a loser because you don't vote, leave my channel. I don't really care. I don't care. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be the friend of someone. I don't want to be a friend of someone who owns a gun who can't go vote. Because if he can't go vote, he's not going to stand next to me. This yellow line down your back. That's wrong. Shame on anyone that does that. If you have been a fence post sitter in the past, shame on you and don't do it anymore. Stand up for what's right. Make me proud of you. Redeem yourself. Redeem yourself. Go vote. Go to a November 2nd rally. Start writing your local senators. I don't do that enough. I don't. I'm as guilty as anyone. None of us do enough. But to tell me you don't vote. We got gun people that don't vote. I know we do. We got a ton of them. Want to know how I know? We got a ton of Christians that don't vote. You ever wonder why Jesus Christ is mad in the book of Revelation? Back when abortion was passed, who voted those people in? Who voted those people in to make those choices? Simple. They were voted in by the Christians that weren't voting for the right people. They were staying at home, not voting. Abortion became legalized because good Christians didn't do nothing. Think about it. Second Amendment owners who don't do nothing, you let the opponent take everything away from you. You have nothing. You have nothing. Wars aren't won by not shopping at Walmart. Hate to tell you guys something. Wars aren't won by not going to Walmart. Wars are won by voting the right people into office. That's how wars are won. Wars are waged by men who have to pull the trigger to keep their freedoms. You have to ask yourself which one you want. I laugh at Facebook. The joke's on them. Pictures of and sayings of, oh, well, you walk on my Second Amendment rights, you're going to have to mess with all me and my buddies. Oh, really? Really? They've been walking on them for 50 freaking years. Why are you posting this stuff? Why aren't you doing something? Now what happened to your buddies? It's a joke. We become conditioned to say stuff that we really won't do. You don't believe me? Look how far we've went and we don't have a civil war. It's coming. It's coming. It's so much more easier to do it the way our forefathers planned it. Why? In the French Indian War, when those seasoned men pulled those muskets up to all fire at the Indians, and George Washington would ride by on his horse, and they would load and shoot, and he would ride by on his horse. They never hit George Washington. You know, when they got done, you know what the Indians said? George Washington was a man of God. all the arrows, all the tries that the Indians put forth to kill George Washington, the commander-in-chief, they could not hit him. And the Indians agreed, he is a man of God. But all those men that stood behind George Washington like this, they didn't look death in the eye. They met death in the eye. And they knew it. What makes a man stand full aim, full bravery, and pull the trigger? What makes a man do that? He's well seasoned. What makes him well seasoned? What makes him well seasoned is he's been through these same events where he's at, and he understands what he's doing. But what made him become seasoned? He came from somewhere where they didn't have freedom, and they knew that this death I'm facing is much easier than what my family has to go back to. These were seasoned men, and they knew what death was. They saw it amongst their comrades for many, many decades from their country. They were under the thumb of the king, and they were breaking loose, and they were willing to stand there and walk into death for what they believed. And we have men who can't get off their asses and go vote. Can I put it any more clear to you? Did I offend you? Really? I offended you? Oh, too bad. We got people walking around with, emotions from high school when, back in the day, we had men who were 16 years old that were doing this. Look at World War II, my friend. Makes the Second Amendment rally seem pretty important, doesn't it? November 2nd, be there. Be there. And thank you for telling me. Can someone put a link right now to that rally? And I want to put that onto my forum. Now listen, if I put that link on Facebook, it goes away. It gets covered up. I go to jail, you go to jail. 76highboy.com. Let's get that posted there. You can see it. Let's be active about it. And I don't mind having some live streams and getting some of you guys on where you guys can talk. And we need to get it rolling. That is way more important than talking about our Dillon or our Redding or our Ruger or our Colt, any of that. Richard Vila, God bless you, buddy. Yes, JW, it's going to get very bad. Unless we can do something with what our forefathers gave us, and that is we have to stand with Donald Trump. We have to get the Pelosi's. We have to get the retard libs. I'm going to, hey, Reptree, have a good night. I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to tell you something really sad, okay? All these transsexuals who are getting their operation, I'm going to tell you why that's sad. Because our government has allowed them to be brainwashed to get that. Those people are sick mentally and they needed help. And someone said, it's okay that you want to be another gender. Let us give you a surgery. And now these people are getting surgeries. And you know what the suicide rate is of these people? Let me tell you something. I am against homosexuality. I'm against the sex change. But I pray for these people. They need help. But to give them the surgeries through your government, through your tax dollar, what we're doing, this is what's happening. You know that link by link by link, you lose your gun rights? The more transsexuals they bring into your world here in the United States, the more Americans get comfortable around them. You see, they're using these people as pawns, as opposed to saying, you know what? These people need help. Remember that mental hospital we used to have years ago for people like that? If you could go back 40, 50, 60 years ago and take people out of mental hospitals and tell them that a sex change would save their life, they would have got sex changes back then because they were mental. I'm sorry. Wanting to change your sex is not normal. You have issues. So what have they done? They've taken people who need help and they've said, here, let us give you some medication, start changing your testosterone, your estrogen, everything about you. And we're going to give you a surgery and you're going to come out a better person. And they've been lied to. They've been lied to. They've been used as pawns. The transsexual people, for the most part, really aren't perverts like you think. They have a mental disorder, and your government is using them as a political stem. The perverts are the ones who are in the child porno and who are the rapists and the murderers. Those are the ones who are the perverts of the world. Am I blowing your mind away here? I just called an ace, my friend. Our world's messed up. It's messed up. Your politics in this country is manipulating everything so the American can be comfortable. Be comfortable around the transsexual. Be comfortable around this person. Hey, you don't have to go vote. Oh, no, relax. And guess what? The crazies are out voting. What are we doing? Think about that. The comment about we have too many snowflakes. Yes, you're right. We have too many snowflakes. But in my opinion, there's a difference between a snowflake and a person who has mental issues. You think about that. A snowflake is a snowflake. These people, we got to run them out of Dodge. But they take these people who are mentally messed up and they bring them in. And let us help you. You're on our side. We love you. Oh, we love you. Yeah, guess what? You know what? It's not that you're gay. It's just you should have been a woman. Oh, if you were a woman, you would be so much better off. You would think better. You would feel better. Oh, you should have been a man. Oh, come to our side. So you got the snowflakes recruiting all the mental people. And guess who's orchestrating the whole thing? Starts at the top. We need to vote people in to get back up to that top. We need to start getting the mental hospitals back in. We need to quit all these stupid programs. You want a sex change, pal? You pay for your own sex change. Let's see how many sex changes they get then, right? We need to change all this stuff back, but it just might come down to a civil war to get it done. And you got to ask yourself, what's easier? Go to a Second Amendment rally and vote, or the alternative. Okay. Stop eating soy. Okay, Sniper Bill. I have a transsexual neighbor and the beast is certifiably insane. What is his transsexual neighbor's problem? Is it that he's a transsexual or he has mental issues? I'm going to tell you guys this. I met this transsexual. I had never seen nothing like this. Okay. He was in a dress. He was the ugliest thing I ever could have imagined in my life. A woman with a mustache, and he was about 4 inches taller than me with them high heels. Okay? And in his office, he had all these cartridges lined up. Or she, it, whoever. He was totally into guns. He never once came on to me. He was not interested in that way. But we had very good conversation on Mauser actions, on cartridges. He was very smart on wildcatting, but he had a problem. He owned his own business. He had probably 40 or 50 employees, very successful. But if you talk to any of his employees, they said, he's crazy. He's really nice. He's crossing over into this different gender. But they tell you his problem beforehand, he was crazy. Was never a pervert, never, he was lost. He needed help. And society says, have a sex change. No one ever sat down and really talked to that man. That's a problem. Bill hit it. He's insane. Alaska and Andy, we need Jesus Christ in our country. Okay. Raybon 223. Rabon 223. I don't know how you pronounce that. He summed it up. The bottom line is they may try to manipulate the country, but we are the majority and we will win. But you don't win when your team doesn't show up. Our team hasn't been showing up for a long time. I do think our team is waking up. But I'm going to tell you what will really bite this country. This is what will bite this country. You want a prediction? Here you go. Write it down. Check back with me in 20 years. So we win the election. Trump gets in 2020. All's good. Because our Second Amendment folks go back to sleep. And in the background, the libs begin doing their little thing. Why? I'll tell you why. You want some strong drink? Here's some strong drink. When does the Christian church grow its best? It grows its best when it goes underground. When you outlaw Christianity, the church goes underground and it thrives. Why? Because mankind wants something to die for. We would rather die for something that we believe than die and waste away for something we weren't. So Trump gets into office 2020 and the libs get voted out and they go underground. Just like back in the 40s. When do you think this started? They were underground when they started. They had to start somewhere. So they go underground. Oh, we got Trump. All's good. Woohoo, party, party, party. That's great. We got Mags back in California. We're styling. Oh yeah. And the libs go underground. And over time, we get soft. And we've quit teaching our young ones how to shoot. Think about this one. Growing up, my brothers and sisters, kind of a big family, always had guns or always around guns. My father let us bring all of our friends with us. They all shot guns. We never had a gun really go off on our house other than my stupid brother. But we never had problems. Why? A young child, when you get put you got a gun in the house, kid picks it up and shoots someone. Well, if you would have taken that kid out to the range and let them go boom, they would have learned real quick that this kicks, this kind of hurts. Oh, and it just killed that animal. Oh, and we were all taught that very young, but not no more. Trump gets voted in 2020, and we don't really teach our kids to shoot anymore. We don't do that. We don't really do dinner around the table anymore. And we don't have to vote. So if I don't vote, then my boy doesn't see me vote, and he doesn't learn to vote. He just sits in the recliner like my dad and like me. We all sit in the recliner. And guess who's voting? All those people that went underground. You don't see the numbers because you're busy. 2020, we're looking good. 2032, we get turned over on our back. That's 14 years from now, folks. I'll be 64. If I'm here, I'll still have a gun. Why does God say, read my word every day? Why did these guys tell us to live by this every day? Don't forget where you came from, but you keep your eye on where you need to go. In the Bible, you guys tell me where it's at. I just can't pull it up. But when God's selecting the men as warriors, the men that bow down to get their water, God can't use them. It's the one that when they drink their water, they're looking up. God can use him. He never quit looking up. It's a big difference. Is this you? Is this you? Duh. I'm easy. Is that you? Is this you? Do you put your back to a wall when you read your phone? We all do get caught in this. But when you do this, were you aware of your surroundings first? What's that have to do with anything? When you were in your recliner, did you wonder who was at the voting box? Or you think maybe you ought to get up, go watching a football game, go vote? You weren't at your rally, but all the libs, not only did they get their rally, they hung their gay flags all over your town. And they claimed your town. It happened in our town. You know why? Oh, it's okay. We're used to those people. Rodney, what did I miss? Oh, nothing. We just talking, Dylan. Guys, this is how I think. If I offend someone, they don't think like me. I don't know what to tell you. Mike Shelton. Yes, dude, I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you. And we got Idaho Rogers. Middleman. I put my hands in the dirt I made. I pull the history of our past. I know what we are capable of. Mm-hmm. All right. November 2nd. Uh, Dead Horse. Um, I'm going to give you this. Sorry. Ground zero loading. That's my email. Would you make contact with me so we can communicate about that? I think we need to make that a big, big, big priority and get everybody. Man, we gotta show up. Oh, we gotta show up. Oh boy, I'll have my AR-15 over my back. I have my 1911. I got. I always got that. A lot of folks don't know that. Just remember, what you don't know might kill you. You never know, do you? So size 3 Blackhawk. My SIG P365 fits in it perfect. This is sticky, sticky, sticky. It sticks in the pocket. You guys noticed how when I pulled it out, it pulled my pocket out. Keep your finger off the trigger. There's my holster. Get done in battle, I can reholster, okay? Hopefully. I always got that. I'll get up in the morning, put my pants on, put that pistol right there. Another thing. Okay. You're going to rob me from my wallet. Let me get my wallet for you. My cord's in the way. You want my wallet? Come get my wallet. I don't put my knife there. Right behind my Leatherman. I don't cut boxes with this. I don't shave my hair with this. This has one purpose. Well, just one purpose. How are you set up? Every day when you get in your car, how are you set up? So, in this weather, when I put my button up, I'll have a t-shirt I'll put a button-up shirt on, and I will have my Springfield on. I'll have my Springfield right there. Guess what I got in my pocket? Yeah. How are you equipped? Okay, brother, we're going to work on that. I think that's great. Right on. Jay's got the same setup. I love it. I love it. Oh, well, I'm gonna see if I can get that day off work. And you're welcome. You're very welcome. If I can pull it off, I'll get some video footage. Oh, I will. And I'll be passing my high boy reloading. Well, maybe I'll get some guys local to follow along. So we'll do that. So I want to ask you guys a question.
It's in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, but I think that the Second Amendment rally, when they have that in Washington D.C., all the states have it. I know what you're saying. It's going to be in Washington D.C., but when they do the Second Amendment, I'm pretty sure we're going to have it at our capital too. That's why I want you to email me. I want to get the particulars. My wife came out and said it's in Washington D.C., but when they do it in Washington D.C., I think all the states do it. I'm pretty sure. Okay, we'll see you, Reb Tree. Raybon carries a Glock 43, cool, with the Springfield Hellcat. Oh, he's thinking about getting that. So what do you guys keep at night when you go to bed? What's your defense weapon of choice when you go to bed? Our weapons, plural. It can be singular or plural. Washington, D.C. doesn't recognize our second. That is a crime. That's a crime. Yeah. Last one, Andy, 1911 and AR-15. I like that. Very nice, by the way. I like to compliment you on that, Andy. Very well done. Rebon says Glock 19, Gen 5. Tony C, Glock 23. Reb Tyree, 1911 with light and laser. Metal Man, Glock 17. Okay, I'll tell you what I have. This is what I have. Nick Hill, SIG P220. I have, Bobby Barlow. Okay, I like him. You're going to like my answer. He got a shotgun and a Glock 19. Okay, remember what he said. Okay, Sniper Bill, Beretta 92, 40 Smith and Wesson and Mossberg. Oh, I like Bill. I really like that. Yeah. Okay, this is what I have. I have this high heel shoe. It's one of my wife's nicest ones. And I took a nail and I went over the top of it. And I broke the high heel. And I've got it hidden under the mattress with her favorite 1911 pistol. So if someone comes in the middle of the night, I'm going to hand her the pistol and that shoe. And she's going to be so pissed off that I'm just going to duck. And God help the men that are in my house because they are going to have hell to pay. No, that's you guys are going. That's actually a good idea, High Boy. That's a good one. You're all going to be breaking their wife's shoes. Okay, let's see. EW, I can't make it to Washington either. I would love to. Terry Kreitz, a Glock G519 with red dot and Glock 43. Very nice. If Oregon has it, we should be there strong here. Very good. My weapon of choice is High Boy because I'm the weapon. Oh, I'm the weapon. Okay. Mike Shelton, Springfield Armory XD9 Mod 2. A little dead horse. He's laughing. Hey, Brian Marks. Good to see you. We got medium speed, some drag. Okay, this is what I have. My Springfield XD45 backup mag, 2 mags. That is for if they have already breached my house and they're on their way to my bedroom, and I would know. Oh, I would know. I've got to get it now, and I got to do business. And my wife knows where her gun's at, and we don't talk much. She knows where she's going. I know what I'm doing. And we actually go to a spot in the house together where we're barricaded, and she's on the phone with her gun, and I'm ready. I'm the last resort. They come through, they're done. I got a lot of firepower. Capacity is king. But the other thing that I keep, I have a Remington model 870 tactical 12 gauge, fully set up, ready to rock and roll, double up buck. That's for if they're banging on the door of the outside of the house trying to come through. At that point, if they're getting ready to breach me, I'm set up with the 12 gauge. They come through the door, bang, I get the first one. You still have to aim a shotgun. Yes, it has a spreading powder pattern, but you have to actually, you don't aim, you point. But in this case, we got the bead where we want it. They come through the door, bang, big bang, big messy bang. Anyone behind that guy is going to go, oh, there went Fred. I'm out of here. It's done. If they keep coming through, man, I'm going fast. Kabang, kabang, kabang. I have that. I'm out, drop it, and I have a second shotgun. It's a semi-auto. Boom, 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 drop it. Got my Springfield, and then I can retreat back into the other room where I'm armed even more. I don't arm all the way forward. I arm all the way back, and my wife will be armed. But my 12 gauge is for someone's going to breach the perimeter of my house coming in, and that's what my 12 gauge is for. But my handgun, that's for they're in the front room. They're 5 feet from the door, and I'm just, it's getting real close, real serious. That's how I'm set up. So I have 2 shotguns and I have my Springfield, but then I always have like other guns. I get guns everywhere for me. So okay, Broncos kickoff. Got to go, folks. It's 8:30. We don't have the game. We'll watch on the internet. We'll just watch. So anyway, put a red dot on that shotgun, High Boy. Yeah. Okay, guys. So, all right. I want everyone to type "Go BSU" and I'll call you out. We have 25 on. Dead Horse says "Go Broncos." Dead Horse is out. I appreciate everyone. I can't believe you guys. I'm always humbled when you guys hang out. I'm humbled. I really am. Metal Man. Oh, Bobby Barlow. Wait. Tony C is out. He said, "Go Gators." Last one, Andy. Go BSU. Bobby Barlow. Go BSU. But go Bus. Metal Man. Go Jesus. Amen there. Idaho Rogers. Go BSU. Mike Shelton. Go BSU. Rabon 223. Rabon out. Yeah. Hey, Idaho Rogers. We're due for some Mexican food. Brian Marks, most people don't realize how loud a gun is in the house. Oh, I know. Could you imagine a 12 gauge, slow burning powder, big flash? Oh, yeah. You'll be having a barbecue at your front door. Most people, yeah, okay. Grizz 3, go BSU. It's good to see you, Grizz 3. Medium speed, some drag is out. Brian Marks, you won't be able to talk on the phone after firing rounds. No, you wouldn't. That's why my wife will be on the phone. I'm not on the phone. She's on the phone in the little room behind me. Go Broncos, says Sniper Bill. Louder in a car. Oh, yeah, I'll bet it is. That's a whole nother war game there. Okay, here we go. Terry Kreitz is out. Good to see you, brother. Okay, and Miss Highboy is out. We're out in 3, 2, 1, and we're out.